Hey all my Be Wellers, it's Brisha here with the Be Well and Be Free YouTube channel, and I'm coming at you with a review of the fountains in Orlando. So we did get the fountains promotion from our local Bass Pro Shop. It was a 4-day, 3-night stay for $179. You just had to take one of the resort tours, which we didn't have a problem doing. I will say that beforehand, we did get a couple calls about purchasing tickets, like at a discounted rate and different deals. And they did send out several different emails upon us picking out our dates to register. No one actually ever called to set up a distinct time to do the tour, which was going to actually become a problem. So we flew in rather late, and we had let the resort know that we weren't going to be in until later. And upon arrival, I will say that one of the entrances is super dark, and actually we went into the wrong entrance and called for security, and they actually never answered, so we had to turn around in a really tight spot, which really stunk. So we got there kind of late at night, and I had some questions about just, what time the tour was the next day and things of that nature, just because we had a family event we had to attend. And the person at the front desk didn't seem to know what was going on in regards to that. He was kind of rude, didn't have much personality, so it was a little bit, disheartening. You're expecting really good service, especially what's going on in the world today. So we got to our room. Overall, the room, as you can see, it's pretty standard for, the different ones in the area. It was super clean. It didn't seem to not be super clean. It had all the amenities that you would be expecting with the kind of stay, pots, pans, so you can cook in the unit, toiletries, things of that nature, which were pretty nice. I think the one kind of just takeaway from the room is the room with the 2 bedrooms. The window is right there, so it kind of can be like a little invasion of privacy and a little bit scary, so I drew the shades back. But I think the biggest takeaway from this is that the staffing here just wasn't really all that polite and pleasant, and with the hospitality that Orlando for. So they ended up calling us at 7:00 at night to let us know when our tour was going to be scheduled on that day. And we were actually on the flight, so there was no way we would have been able to talk to anyone. So they let us know that it was scheduled for 9 a.m. And when they called to check in with us, I actually let them know that, we had a family service function to attend, and that we could literally do the tour on any other day or any other time. Would they be able to rearrange it? And they told us absolutely not. We were pigeonholed to this one time. So I was like, okay, well, I can't do it. So what do I do? So they told me contact customer service. So because we were on our way to this event, I totally hopped on chat to talk to someone. And the person was actually really pleasant and gave 2 different options. One was that the $179 promotional price that we paid can just go towards our one night, but then we had to directly go and check out at 10 a.m. Or we could pay 4 times the amount and just stay, which I can tell you we had called beforehand to get the rest of our stay there, and they weren't coming down on the promotional rate. They weren't, lodging that down, which was very surprising because usually you'd think that they would want to do that, especially right now given the time. Orlando is really not all that busy. It's really dead. You can really tell. So I actually had to leave the family function I was at, go back, pack all my stuff up, and check out before 10 a.m. So I went to the family event I needed to, and then I was at the parks, and I noticed that I had an alert on my bank account, and I was charged almost $300. Well, for some reason, I guess they had forced through, a payment, I guess, for the rest of the stay. They were trying to charge for the, 2 more nights that I was there. Absolutely ridiculous. So I had to speak to a couple people on the phone. I finally got a manager who was halfway decent, who, was able to reverse the charges. It wasn't instantly, obviously. It took a few days. And then I did speak to a customer support specialist with Blue Greens, and she wasn't bad. She was actually really nice. And she got what my point was too, which was that it's not really about so much. The overall attitude was kind of, taken aback, especially right now. I would have probably done a better customer recovery myself I would have definitely wanted to invite us back to kind of get the full thing of the amenities and everything on site and really want to sell it, and they didn't, and there was no apology. It was kind of just very brash. So she did what she was supposed to in regards to of apologizing and following up. So I will at least say with the follow-up, they were, you know, a little bit better. As far as the property goes, it seemed that everything was up and running, compared to, you know, other properties that I've seen during COVID. They haven't had full, you know, cafe or shops and stuff like that. Their shops and cafes didn't seem to be that affected. Like I said, the in-room experience that we were there, it was pretty clean and neat. It had all the amenities you're expecting. As far as walking the property, I think for me personally, even if I wanted to try them out again, I don't think I would. I think I prefer the Bonnet Creek over it. We stayed at the Bonnet Creek last year for one of our family trips, and I just felt that the Bonnet Creek was an easier walkthrough. Everything was right there. Every section, every building had their own pool, had their own food. Whereas this one, the pool was kind of a ways away when we, you know, did the walkthrough and things of that nature. So whether or not we're going to try them out again, I'm not 100% sure. I think it's going to probably be a no, just based on the overall kind of guest experience they first shelled out. But who knows? We'll see in the future.